Welcome everyone, Jen O'Sullivan here, and I'm a board certified naturopath out of California, which makes it a little tricky, but I'm not a medical doctor. I work in the natural wellness industry. So I've got a bunch of degrees from a bunch of different places in natural health, natural healing, natural modalities. When I heard about this product that I'm going to share with you tonight, it was really fascinating to me because it had to do with a lot of my training. We train in acupressure. We don't do acupuncture in naturopathy, but we do a whole modality in acupressure. We learn about phototherapy and, understanding a little bit about peptides and nutrition. So this was fascinating to me because I've been in this industry from the health and wellness perspective for almost 20 years. I've been in the direct sales industry for 32 years, and I've never seen anything like this. So when I got these little beautiful things that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute, I was a little bit skeptical. I would have to say I was a lot skeptical. Like, really, this weird little sticker's gonna do all that? Okay, so then the research nerd in me got digging into it and realized, okay, I need to find out what the science is behind this. Not everybody does this, but for me, I just really needed to know. So I went and just looked up all the studies. I've read all the studies. I wanted to really pay attention to all of them. And so I'm going to share with you my findings, okay? So I'm going to help you understand how this all works and why this is quite possibly the most important discovery of our time. And I'm going to help you understand some of the lies that you may have heard and help you understand the truth behind it all. Okay, so just quickly, a disclaimer to help you understand. Like, we're not here to try and give you treatment advice or cure you of anything or prevent anything. I am a brand partner with this company, so that's important to understand. And anytime you do make any changes in your health, whatever, just kind of work with your practitioners to make sure you're good. Okay, so what I'd like to share with you, briefly is just cellular decline and understanding that, we actually go through an interesting cellular decline at the age of 20. We have very high levels of something called GHKCU. So I'd like you to understand real quick that GHKCU really, it kind of like rises and falls at the same exact rate as your healthy regeneration cells. So these are cells that can help your body stay young and feel good and not get into dis-ease. What happens as we age, I'm 51, and when you're in your 50s, these healthy cells decline by about 60%. Okay, when you're in your 30s, it's about like 50%, 60%. My age, anywhere from like 60 to 75%. And then when you get into even like your 60s, it's upwards of 90% decline. So that gets to be a little bit difficult to kind of think about from the perspective of, okay, how am I aging here? And you can see this the screen beside me. This is actual proven science. So you can look this up. I've seen this in many surgical doctors' presentations. I've seen this all over the place, but it's not, it's a GHKCU thing, okay? So you may not have heard that, and you may have heard this from the perspective of maybe stem cells. I don't talk about those because that doesn't matter at the level that we're actually trying to understand what's going on here. So when you start to understand GHKCU, so the actual copper peptide, GHKCU, this is glycine, histidine, and lysine. They're three amino acids bound to copper. This is the magic thing. This is the thing that if you have more of this in your body, it actually rises and falls at the same exact rate as healthy stem cells. So it's why you see people push that jump. Okay, this is stem cells. Well, I'm not going to talk about stem cells today because it's important for you to understand that we're not trying to help you understand something from like, this is going to cure you. And I think a lot of people, when they hear the word stem cell, that's like stem cell therapy. That's not this. This is way cheaper, but way more effective. And it's not based on stem cells. And I know a lot of you think like, well, we need to talk about that. And it's like, well, actually, no. We need to talk about GHKCU. Okay, this beautiful peptide was discovered in 1973 by Dr. Lauren Picard. There's been hundreds of studies on this. Okay, so this is not disputed information. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is a copper peptide. It's actually a tripeptide that will change everything for you. All right. Now, what's interesting is when scientists back in the 70s found something, they were like, oh, let's kind of try and package it and patent it and make it. It's not good, you guys. What we want what's in our body. We want human GHKCU. So my goal is to help you see how you can turn on the production in a significant amount of human GHKCU. Now, some of you are seeing like ads for peptide therapy. You're even seeing GHKCU that you can get as injections. You can do IV, you can do a capsule version, like a supplement. Can I tell you right now that none of that will work? Because it's going back to this original idea of can I package it and make it synthetic in a lab? Your body won't recognize it. So what happens when you eat food? You eat food, your body knows what to do with it. When you eat processed food, your body's sort of like, I don't really know what this is, right? And when you consume a supplement that's say synthetic, your body actually doesn't know what it is either. So it can somewhat mimic. So when you take a capsule, say, of GHKCU, your body's like, well, that's not natural, and what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to break it apart. Because I understand those amino acids, but whatever all that is together is not normal. That's not what my body recognizes. Remember, God got it right. But the amino acids that it breaks down, it then doesn't go back into what it should be, which is what you want, which is GHKCU. So even in a something that you inject or an IV, it doesn't hold. It can't hold, even if it opens up in your intestines, right? They're like, oh, it's enteric coated. Some of you have heard that term before. It means it's going to not break down in your digestive system. If you understand the science behind this, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's still going to break apart. What we want to understand is how can I get my body to produce human GHKCU? Now, what's really fascinating about this, so I want to talk about some of the benefits before I talk about how to get this. But if you look at resveratrol, and a lot of people talk about this, oh, drink your red wine, berries, stuff like that, grapes, increases resveratrol. Now, what is resveratrol? Resveratrol is something that has been proven and studied and discovered to increase or change or modify in a correct degree, so meaning either on or off, two genes. Okay, so if you can correct two genes that have gone haywire, it's why everybody wants resveratrol. So what if I told you that I could increase that human, it's called endogenous GHKCU, so that it's not just two genes, but it's 4,192 genes. So forget two, it's 4,190 more. Like when you actually understand the root cause of the majority of disease in our world, it's gene issues, things turning on or off incorrectly. And when you start to realize if I could actually reset a third of my genome back to when I was young, this is a game changer. So let's just pretend I have a product that can help reset your genes because it's increasing endogenous, not synthetic, but human GHKCU. So what I'd like to do is go over the benefits of what happens in a body that can increase production of GHKCU. At the base level, we're going to increase healthy cell proliferation. That's healthy cells, not disease cells. Okay, this is a big deal. What that does is it's going to help with strength, stamina, mobility, cognition, energy levels, moods, your hormones, skin health, like your vision, gum health, digestive health. Like these are all things that are proven over and over and over again to help support in your body when you can increase GHKCU. So why? Well, when you have healthier, like younger cells, and a lot of them, you end up with a healthier, younger you. I mean, this isn't rocket science, okay? But what's interesting is some of you are like, well, I want it to help this. And then you'll say, will it help this? You're like, will it help fill in the disease? I don't know. Here's why. When you have a lot of healthy younger cells, it's, I don't know where it's going to work. It's going to go to work where it's most critical first. So we have seen like a beautiful rainbow of like people having different things happen. So part of that is, I can't sit there and say to you, I'm going to sell a bunch of light bulbs right now to you, and 50% of them aren't going to work. Would you buy that light bulb? Probably not. You do this with supplements all the time. It's about a 50% efficacy on any supplement you take. And even then, it's like, I don't really know if it's working because I don't feel anything. Okay, so these aren't supplements. What I'm going to share with you today is something that has been proven to significantly increase endogenous human GHKCU in your body. So where it's going to go to work, I don't know. But I want to share with you the science behind how that works. And the reason for that is because some of you will sit there and say, this is a placebo. There's no way that this could work. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the how. How does this work? So let's go ahead and just dive into real quick phototherapy. When the sun hits your skin, God created the actual rays of sunshine to be a very specific wavelength. When it hits your skin, the dermis of your skin, right? There's no vitamin D in the sun, right? You know this. There's no vitamin D in the sun. What happens is that specific wavelength hits my skin, and if it does it for long enough on the right part of my body, it will actually trigger and signal my body to produce endogenous human vitamin D. Okay, I'm sitting under a light right now. It's not giving me vitamin D. It's because it's the wrong wavelength. Okay, what those ray lengths do, what that frequency, what that wavelength does, is it's like a switch. It's telling your body to do something specific. Okay, I'm made out of infrared light. So this is true. You see this in night vision goggles, you see this in thermal scans, okay? We actually have infrared light. What the inventor of this product, so I'm going to show you this product. This is a sleeve of what's called X39. These little beautiful patches here are about the size of a quarter, okay? And inside this fabric disc is embedded little amino acids and salts to create tiny little nanoparticle mirrors. They're biological nanoparticles that are little tiny mirrors that will reflect your infrared light back onto the dermis of your skin. So this is continuous low light dermal infrared. Okay, so this is what's happening here, the science behind it. And that specific wavelength that is produced from this specific X39 patch has been proven to significantly increase endogenous human GHKCU. How? Well, it's a signal. It's like a light switch. It's telling your body to do something specific. And in this case, it's saying, I want you to combine 4 elements. What are those 4 elements? You should know it by now. We've talked about them. It's GHKCU. So it's going to take what's already in your body, glycine, histidine, lysine, and combine it to copper. And it's not putting that in your body. Remember, this is what's already in your body. So if you have rogue copper in your body causing problems, this is going to be a huge answer to prayer. This is what's going to happen. It's going to keep doing this, combining these ingredients until it's now able to proliferate that on their own. And what happens is you end up with a massive amount of healthy younger cells. Now, this has been proven. It's patented, so no one else has it. That's important to know. It's been proven over and over again, and there's a lot of other research that's underway right now. I'm telling you right now, this product does what it says it does. And the reason I can tell you that is if I was selling you a light bulb that only worked 50% of the time, I'm going to tell you right now, you would laugh at me and the product wouldn't sell. Our company has a 3,000% growth rate from 2018, when we weren't selling this, to 2024. Okay, that 3,000% growth rate is documented on the DSN, and it's something that we're very proud of. We are the fastest growing direct sales company in the world 2 years in a row, 2024 and 2025. And it's because we have this unique, patented, and proven product. Okay, it's really important to understand the guy who came up with this is David Schmidt. He's genius. He gives all glory back to God. He has over 200 patents. We've heard that by 2026, we'll have 250 patents. I want to tell you right now, it's very difficult to get a patent. We have over 80 studies on all our patents. But what I want you to understand is that we are growing hand over fist because people are seeing results. Okay, so you just don't have that kind